Hello everyone! Today I'm going to explain an episode from the television series Nightmares and Dreamscapes titled Battleground, which was released in the year 2006. The central character in this episode is a professional assassin named Renshaw. The initial scene depicts Renshaw parking his vehicle in front of the residence belonging to Hans Morris, who happens to be the CEO of a multi-million-dollar toy company and is Renshaw's upcoming target. Inside Morris's house, Renshaw explores a storage area filled with various toys. Among them, he locates a specific toy he's seeking, a green fairy. Carrying this toy, he enters his study and positions himself next to a window. From there, Renshaw spots Morris and readies himself to carry out his planned mission. He loads his gun and puts on a face mask to prevent his facial features from being captured by the surveillance cameras. To outsmart the security guards stationed at the entrance, he employs a phone as a decoy, initiating a countdown on the device. This ploy prompts the guard into a panicked rush outside to discard the phone. Seizing this opportunity, Renshaw launches an assault, eliminating the guard with a fatal gunshot. The gun he employs is equipped with a silencer, effectively muting the sound of the shot to avoid alerting Morris. Liberating the keys from the guard's uniform, Renshaw effortlessly gains entry to the security control room. After deactivating the CCTV cameras, he confidently removes his mask and proceeds towards the study area. En route, he encounters another security sentinel, who he dispatches with minimal effort. Continuing on his path, he enters the study and terminates Morris using 2 bullets to the chest and a final one to the forehead. Satisfied that Morris is no longer a threat, Renshaw seizes the green fairy toy from earlier as a keepsake for himself. A photograph of Morris's mother on the table captures his attention, featuring a note inscribed at the base. Renshaw doesn't attach significant importance to it and departs the scene. In the next scene, he finds himself aboard an airplane in the process of journeying back home. He sends a text message to his client, apprising them of the accomplished assassination, and takes pleasure in the flight. A fellow passenger, situated adjacent to him, requests a piece of chewing gum. When he opens his bag to retrieve one, she spots the toy fairy within. While finding it unusual for an adult to carry a child's plaything, she refrains from articulating her thoughts. Hence, he returns to his penthouse. Renshaw prudently places the green fairy on a display table. The penthouse houses a collection of additional mementos such as money, a pen, glasses, and similar items, all obtained from individuals he has eliminated. While addressing emails, Renshaw inadvertently dozes off on the sofa. In the midst of the night, he's roused by the doorbell's chime. Feeling a sense of oddity, he examines the front door camera before deciding to unlock the door. The building's receptionist stands outside, holding a box. As Renshaw hesitates to open the door, she places the box on the floor and departs. He brings the box indoors and sets it cautiously on the kitchen counter. The attached note is directed to him, but omits any information about the sender. Strangely, there's a signature at the bottom that remarkably resembles the signature of Morris's mother, which had been observed in the photograph frame on the night of Morris's demise. Renshaw contemplates discarding the box, but his inquisitiveness prevails. He meticulously unwraps it and discovers a container brimming with toys. The box, dispatched from Walrus's company, indicates the presence of extra surprises inside. At first, Renshaw inspects the box for any potential traps, yet finding none, he proceeds to open it, revealing plastic soldiers, guns, and tanks within. He takes out one of the toys and examines it closely, yet finds nothing that raises suspicion. Later on, the box unexpectedly slips off the counter on its own accord. Renshaw distinctly recalls that it wasn't placed near the edge, prompting him to approach and inspect. Much to his astonishment, the toy soldiers that were initially inside the box are now missing. Following this, more peculiar occurrences commence unfolding throughout the residence. The drapes shift independently, and the lights abruptly extinguish. Upon inspection, Renshaw discovers that the lighting cables have been deliberately severed. Out of nowhere, a miniature soldier situated under the table unexpectedly stabs his toes with a sharp implement, akin to a gun. It becomes evident to Renshaw that these events are linked to the toy soldiers from the box. As he stoops to investigate, they initiate gunfire toward him. Although the bullets cause only minor harm, he retreats in a state of shock and fear. Shortly after, an explosive is launched at him, singing his pants. Renshaw recognizes that these toy soldiers, despite their size, pose significant danger. As they persistently shoot at him, he manages to escape to the bathroom and locks himself in. His knee is severely wounded and numerous bullets have embedded into his skin, causing discomfort despite being relatively harmless. Utilizing a handheld mirror, Renshaw attempts to observe the situation in a living room, and to his dismay, he realizes that the toy soldiers are targeting the light bulbs to plunge the room into darkness. Upon spotting him, the toy soldiers propel a cannonball in his direction, shattering his mirror. Frustrated by this, Renshaw proceeds to his room through an alternative door, retrieves his firearm, and employs it to intimidate them, allowing him to reach the kitchen. Extracting a rifle from the cabinet, he discharges multiple rounds of ammunition, unleashing a barrage of bullets upon them. Abruptly, an eerie silence envelops the scene as the toy soldiers retreat, evidently gripped by fear. Renshaw capitalizes on this moment to shift the couch cushions, effectively eliminating their potential hiding spots. When the once noisy soldiers remain silent, he flips the entire couch upside down, revealing their lifeless bodies beneath. The survivors cooperate to assist their fallen comrades and gather them into a jeep. Renshaw watches in astonishment, struggling to believe his own eyes. As he comprehends their intention to escape, he crushes as many toy soldiers as possible underfoot. Although some continue to shoot at him, Renshaw's counterattack causes the vibration from a single bullet to incapacitate them. However, the assault doesn't conclude there. 3 toy army helicopters emerge from beneath the table, hurtling towards him. They unleash a cannonball assault, but Renshaw miraculously manages to evade it. Nevertheless, he becomes overwhelmed as they inundate him with a barrage of missiles. Renshaw swiftly dashes to his bedroom, promptly locking the door behind him. Gazing into the mirror, he's stricken by the sight of numerous cuts and bruises marring his face. He applies alcohol to disinfect the wounds and meticulously dresses them as best he can. In an instant, a massive projectile smashes against the bathroom door, puncturing a hole through it. A toy helicopter swoops into the room, resuming its assault. Exasperated, Renshaw seizes the helicopter with a towel and hurls it to the floor, ending its menace. He disposes of the remains by flushing them down the toilet, yet the determined soldiers persist in their aggression. Ultimately, he drops a plugged-in hairdryer into the water, finally obliterating them. Seeking refuge, he opts to spend the remainder of the night in the bathroom, where he believes he's safe. Later on, he bravely stitches up the wounds on his thighs, enduring significant pain. A few hours elapse, and a shadow materializes beneath the door. A soldier stationed outside leaves a note, urging Renshaw to surrender. The ingenuity of the toy soldiers astonishes him, and he retorts by penning "screw you" on paper. As he goes to replace the note, he becomes aware of a trap. An assembly of soldiers equipped with tanks stands poised to fire at him. The impact from their attack results in further breaches in the door, leaving Renshaw within the firing range. In a bid to save his life, he clambers out of the window, although escaping the 14th floor proves an arduous task. With great care, he navigates his way to the balcony, only to face another assault from a helicopter. Teetering on the precipice, he's mere seconds away from being shoved off by the soldiers. In a critical moment, Renshaw takes a single shot that obliterates the attacking helicopter. Upon returning to the balcony, he finally exhales in relief. Inside, more toy soldiers position a cannon at the window, anticipating his return. After a while, he thinks of a plan. He diverts the soldiers' attention by utilizing a rubber duck from the swimming pool. Then, he mounts a counterattack, employing a fire extinguisher from an alternate angle. Amid their attempts to flee, another contingent of soldiers captures his focus. These soldiers encircle him on a jeep while discharging their weapons incessantly. Responding to the situation, Renshaw improvises a flamethrower by combining a lighter and a spray, effectively inhalating them. Driven by anger, he resorts to using a knife to dismember their remains. Following this, he re-engages with the group he was battling alongside the fire extinguisher and vanquishes them using a box. Ultimately, all the soldiers meet their end. Renshaw sprawls amidst the scorched plastic, confirming their demise by counting their bodies and matching the count to the number on the box. Satisfied at last, he fails to consider the bonus surprise indicated on the back of the box. He seeks solace through drinking and swimming, but his tranquility is shattered when his wrist is slashed underwater. Reacting swiftly, he exits the water and stitches the wound as best he can with a needle and thread. Determined to escape further confrontations, he decides to leave the penthouse. Unbeknownst to him, the predicament follows him into the elevator. Suddenly, the lights extinguish and a panel of buttons malfunctions, trapping Renshaw within. Illuminating his surroundings with a flashlight, he spots a single commando within the elevator. The toy escapes through a missing ceiling panel, with Renshaw in pursuit. Trapped and unable to escape, he seizes a chance to leap onto a second elevator, entering through its ceiling panel in a bid to secure his safety. However, his relief is short-lived as he discovers that the commando has tracked him down. The toy repeatedly stabs Renshaw with a knife, but due to its size, the harm is minimal. Renshaw manages to catch the commando and position it between the elevator doors, crushing its head and finally eliminating it. Although initially pleased with the toy's demise, Renshaw's satisfaction turns to horror as he realizes that the toy is rigged with an explosive. The bomb detonates, claiming Renshaw's life in the process. A sticker on the toy box reveals that it contains a commando and a thermonuclear weapon as bonus items. In a different location, the stolen toy fairy begins to move his own.